Hi everybody, it's great to be back here again. Wow, it's been an amazing week, very emotional week, and I'd like to begin by telling you a little bit about it. First of all, the Fogel Memorial was just absolutely inspiring and uplifting. The experience was so powerful, and it was just wild. I mean, first of all, it was pouring rain, and we've been in this storm really for the last couple of days. And despite the terrible stormy conditions, and it was blowing, winds were blowing like wild, but literally we had over 1,000 people come and join us on this amazing day of, one hand, the terrible sorrow of recalling the terrible tragedy of the Fogel family, but of course on the other hand of seeing how life goes on, how the power that these 5 holy souls that are right now up there in the heavens looking down upon us, how their energy, their spiritual energy is radiating from above and giving us strength and continue the path of this wonderful family of Udi and Ruti Fogel, just amazing people, and their children, the surviving children, just amazing. And this amazing energy, this positive energy that was directed into building, it just proved itself. It was so beautiful. The building of it, Mishkan Ehud, is gorgeous, beautiful. It was just so inspiring and so powerful. And I wish you could have all been there with us. And I just sat down and just couldn't move from the chair. Just amazing. But that was that day, and I do hope we'll get some pictures. We have a little video. We had Avram Fried who came to sing. It was very special. We have other pictures as well, and I do hope to get a small movie out, about it on our site. And today was very special. Today we had the first real snow here in Itamar in the mountains of the Shomron in Judea, and not only, of course, it's really been stormy, and it wasn't a lot amount of the snow. It was enough to make things a little bit white in the morning, and then the sun came out. So, but anyway, we have little pictures here and on the video for you on our site. And as a matter of fact, I took my son a Friday this morning, and right when the snow began, we started driving out to our Itmar Hills, one of the high points, to get the really feel of the storm. But we didn't say that too long. We don't want to get stuck, but I hope you enjoyed that. Well, anyway, it's great to be back, and this week's portion is Parashat Tizaveh. It talks about the garments of the code. It talks about the menorah in the Beit Mikdash, and some other issues, of course, some other important issues of the altar of the incense, and of course Aaron HaKohen inaugurating the Kohanim, the priests. We have, of course, Parashat Zachor, remembering what Amalek did to us. We have a lot of amazing things to talk about, and I would like just to focus on a particular area. Last year we spoke about the priestly garments and what these garments mean. That a person, most of the time people hide behind their garments, as we mentioned before, the clothes being representing in a certain way, even come from the name meaning to rebel, like beged means to boged in Hebrew, to rebel, and me'il, a jacket, is also a type of rebellion. But the amazing thing here, and I want to relate more about focus on the Kohanim, the priests. If we look at the Kohanim, and they were given, as the Torah says, to wear garments lechavod u'letiferet, for honor and for glory. And the Ramban Nachmanides explains that the garments it opens up with the garments of the high priest, but of course of all the Kohanim, all the priests, these garments were garments that kings wore, which means there's an expression in Aramaic, man malchi rabbanan, who are kings? The rabbis, the kings, the priests, the high priests, the Kohanim are the true kings. They're not wearing a disguise. This is the true. Their clothes represent their inner being, their inner sense that they're all about. And this again, I think, is a very important reflection. Throughout history, we've experienced the Jewish nation terrible atrocities against our people, and trying to say that the Jewish nation has been replacement theology, which is very everyone's heard of replacement theology. Today there are many that believe still in replacement theology, in certain ways. And here, right now, the Torah is teaching us in this week's portion that the everlasting covenant that God is making with the Kohanim, with the priests, is everlasting, which means no one can come along and say, okay, here I am, I'm a priest. I'm a Kohen. The person, this is a part of the tribes of Israel. They have to be born in the tribes of Israel and descended in the line of the Kohanim in order to be part of this the priests. This is something that's everlasting, doesn't change. The holiness of Aaron HaKohen and Aaron the priest, together with his offspring, is a constant line which hasn't been broken since Aaron HaKohen, since Aaron the high priest. And this again shows the everlastingness of the holiness of the Kohanim. In the same way, of course, the nation of Israel. The nation of Israel, as God's chosen nation, its holiness will not be changed by any other nation. Israel is Hashem, again, Am Sgula, its treasured nation, and this will remain. This is an everlasting covenant God with the people of Israel. And this is something the world has to absorb and have to understand, because around this area, constant anti-Semitism has arisen, has sprung forth through this particular understanding, this concept. And if we really think about it, this is the whole meaning of Purim. Purim. Here, this evil Haman, this wicked Haman comes along and trying to, again, what bothers him is this nation of Israel. But what bothers him really is the Skulat Yisrael. God's special people, here they are. He said, Yeshno Am Echad Mefuzam Forad Ben Amim. There's one nation that is scattered about amongst us. It bothered him to see the existence of the Jewish nation. Of course, it was a time period of exile. Don't forget that the story of Purim takes place after the 70 years of exile, right before again rebuilding the temple, which that was stopped. There was interruption, and it was only in the Dayavish, the son of Esther, which later on comes and completes the building after it was began by Koresh, by Cyrus. But so the whole scene behind the Megillah is here the Jewish people, they're wanting to come back and build a temple. It began, it stopped. Again, the world was trying to prevent Israel from the light of Israel from shining. And this was the whole focus and the focal point of Amalek, of Haman. And that's why this week's portion, of course, we're reading Shabbat Zachor, remember what Amalek did to you. The whole thing here, the Jewish people coming out of Egypt, becoming a nation. Amalek arises and comes and tries to prevent us from shining our light, the holy light of Israel, which is purpose to be fulfilled. And of course, our rabbis explained to us that Amalek only comes to be because of our personal sins. When we say to ourselves, and the particular sin our rabbis teach us we said that the Jewish people said, Hashem b'kirbeinu, is God amongst us or not? Because we said, is God amongst us, we actually brought about Amalek. This doubt, this lack of faith brings about Amalek. We have faith in Hashem, and we're strong, we can overcome, and we will nullify Amalek. But the fact that we have the nation sin by saying, is God amongst us, right away you brought about Amalek. And we see this when we left Egypt, we see it in other areas. And the whole story of Purim is very interesting that God's name is not mentioned anywhere in the Megillah, only in hinted form, as we know in the king, Amalek. And therefore, the fact that the book of Esther, Megillat Esther, does not have God's name mentioned directly reflects upon this issue. That now our way of rectifying this whole thing of saying, where is Hashem? And the lack of faith in Hashem is by us seeing how the amazing events of Purim, of this holiday of Purim, all lead to the fact that Hashem was always behind the scene, of course, and always watching over us, and always looking out for the safety of the Jewish people. As we saw way back in the Torah, in the story of Bilam, they trying to curse the Jewish nation, which didn't work. God is always in the back, and we have to always find Hashem and realize that He's here, and we have to, of course, look for Him. But He's right here with us all. This is again the amazing story of Purim. The fact that this week's portion opens up with the menorah, with the story of lighting the candles in the menorah. We all know that the menorah was located inside the Heichal, inside the sanctuary in the temple. It stood on the southern portion, as we know, of the temple, together with the table, which was on the northern portion, right across, and the altar, the incense, which was a little further eastward, right across, opposite of the Holy of Holies. And this we can try to picture the beautiful, beautiful menorah inside the temple. And again, our rabbis teach us that the first ask the question is, why do we have this commandment of lighting the candles in the menorah, or lighting the menorah? What is this all about? I mean, you light it from the evening to the morning. Wait, do we need the light? Hashem's light is completely filling up the entire temple. We don't really need light, so what is the point of this light? And our rabbis explain that the light of the menorah was really a light that had to shine throughout the entire world, from the Beit HaMikdash, from the holy temple. The light of God, the radiance will radiate out and shine for the entire country of Israel, for the entire world. From there, light extends for the entire world. And therefore, the windows are even designed in a certain way that they were from the inside narrow, and they would open up wide on the outside in order to allow the light to shine. And that's why there's no really need to let the outside light to come in, because the whole temple is full of light. And what these lights represent? These lights again represent the beautiful power and of God that shines amongst Israel, shines amongst the temple. It has to go and reach all corners of the world. This is the light of the temple. And there are many throughout ages that have tried to put out the lights. Just like the story of Hanukkah was all about that. And our whole history, of course, testifies to this. And Haman, right now in Purim. But the point is, again, that no one is going to put out the light. The lights will shine, and we, thank God, have here living. We return to the land of Israel. We have the amazing, amazing privilege of living in a time where we see amongst us amazing miracles taking place, and how the Jewish people have returned to the land and building the land with all the difficulties we've been through. If this is not a proof of Hashem amongst us, I don't know what is. It is amazing. And this is the rectification, of course, of Amalek. And all these evil forces now in the world that are coming up. Just talking about Iran, the new Hitler of our generation. Together what's going on in Lebanon and Syria, and all these things are stirring up so much trouble in the world. We don't know where it's going to take us within the coming weeks or months. But we know that we will be strong in our steadfast faith in God. And this will lead us, of course. This will lead us in the right direction to the building again of our third temple, the Beit HaMikdash. Let's not forget our wonderful Jews out there in diaspora. That right now, Israel is here as a homeland for you, and this is my calling. I beg of all of you to return home to the land of Israel. The time has come to return home. You can make it. I know it's not easy, and people have difficulties in finding a way to survive financially and uprooting themselves. But God is calling us back. God is calling us back. I feel personally, someone who has the amazing, amazing privilege of living here in Israel and seeing these miracles and feeling the presence of Hashem amongst us all the time, 24/7. You can be part of this amazing, amazing experience if you would just pack your bags and come home. This is the whole story of Purim. The whole story of Purim is all about, people think it's a holiday that happened outside of Israel, yes, but the whole point behind the whole holiday of Purim was, of course, to return to the land of Israel and build our temple and come home. Only when we are away from Israel and delaying our return to the land, only we bring darkness and difficulty upon the nation of Israel. We have to follow Hashem's word, follow our amazing Torah and prophets that, of course, command us to return to the land of Israel and build the land. And that is a very, very fundamental principle that underlines the entire story of Purim. A lot of times, people wear masks and do this and all kinds of, but this is the deep message behind the story of Purim, is really returning to the land and rebuilding our temple and having the light, of course, shine again from the house, the holy house of Hashem, and the Beit HaMikdash throughout the entire land of Israel and from Israel throughout the entire world. As it says, Ki mitzion teitzei Torah udvar Hashem Yerushalayim. Please come home, everybody. Shabbat Shalom, and have a great Purim, and we'll be back soon again. Shabbat Shalom.